All right, I am going to show you how to do the running stitch, which is what I use to close up the top of my hat. I crocheted a rectangle, I sewed my short ends together, and now I'm going to close the top of the hat like so using a running stitch. I have a length of yarn and my yarn needle, and I'm just going to start close to my seam but not right at it. I don't want to add any bulk right there. And I don't have a finished edge here. This is the side of my rectangle, so I'm kind of going in between stitches. So generally I am going to go under 2 loops because that is the most similar to a stitch. Sometimes I might have to go under 1, and that's okay. Uh-oh, got a little knot here. But when you go through 1 stitch, it tends to be stretchier and pull a lot. Okay, so on my very first one, I am going to lock my yarn in place by going around the same, back in the same stitch twice. All right, so now my yarn, I can pull it lightly and it won't come loose, and I will weave this in. So now I'm just going to weave my needle and yarn in and out all the way around. The running stitch is really very easy to do and pretty fast. So I'm going to go in this way and just bring it back up that way and pull through. I have a long length, way too long. So I'm going to pull a little bit through here. And then I'm going to go in again and just turn my needle back up, find a good spot. I'm trying not to split my yarn. Back up this way. So once I get a few in, you can see how the running stitch is helpful. Now for this pumpkin hat, I will crochet a little green stem piece to sew on the top. So my top will have a hole. Okay, so now I've got 3 running stitches in. So if I pull them, you see how they slide together. And that's what I'll be doing to close this piece up. So I'm just going to keep going all the way around. Gotta find a good spot to go in there. Doing the running stitch until I get all the way around, and then I will pull it securely to close up the top of my hat. All right, we are at the end of our edge for our running stitch. As you can see, I can loosen it and I can pull it closed, kind of like a drawstring. So once I have it closed as much as it's gonna go, I will tie it off and weave in my ends. And for the pumpkin hat specifically, I will have a green little stem that sews onto this part, closing up the hole for that hat. And that is how you do a running stitch and finish up the top portion of your hat.